Hello everyone, and welcome to this video on understanding the effects of childhood trauma on adult mental health. Childhood trauma can have a profound impact on our mental health and well-being as adults. In this video, we will explore what childhood trauma is, how it can impact our mental health, and what steps we can take to heal from it. What is childhood trauma? Childhood trauma refers to any event or series of events that a child experiences as deeply distressing or disturbing. This can include physical, sexual, or emotional abuse, neglect, or exposure to violence or other forms of trauma. Childhood trauma can also include natural disasters, accidents, serious illness, or other events that disrupt a child's sense of safety and security. These experiences can be especially damaging if they occur repeatedly, over a prolonged period of time, or if they happen in the context of a relationship with a trusted caregiver, such as a parent or family member. Childhood trauma can have a profound impact on a child's emotional, psychological, and physical development, and can continue to affect them into adulthood. It is important to recognize the signs and symptoms of childhood trauma, and to seek support and treatment if necessary. Impact of childhood trauma on adult mental health. The impact of childhood trauma on adult mental health can be significant. Childhood trauma can lead to a range of mental health issues, including anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and borderline personality disorder, BPD, among others. One reason why childhood trauma can have such a profound impact on our mental health is because it can disrupt the development of the brain. Childhood trauma can alter the way the brain functions, making it harder for us to regulate our emotions, control our impulses, and form healthy relationships. Childhood trauma can have long-lasting effects on mental health and can increase the risk of developing a range of mental health issues later in life. This is because trauma can disrupt the normal development of the brain and nervous system, particularly in areas that are responsible for emotional regulation, stress response, and social interaction. For example, trauma can lead to changes in the structure and function of the amygdala, which is the part of the brain that is responsible for processing and regulating emotions like fear and anger. This can make it more difficult for individuals who have experienced trauma to regulate their emotional responses to stress and can lead to symptoms of anxiety, depression, and other mental health disorders. Trauma can also affect the development of the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain that is responsible for decision-making, impulse control, and planning. This can lead to difficulties with executive function, such as problems with attention, organization, and time management. In addition, trauma can affect the development of the hippocampus, which is the part of the brain that is responsible for memory and learning. This can lead to problems with memory, concentration, and other cognitive functions. Furthermore, trauma can affect the development of attachment and social skills, which can make it difficult for individuals to form and maintain healthy relationships. For example, trauma can lead to distrust, fear, and a sense of isolation, which can make it difficult for individuals to connect with others and form close relationships. As a result, individuals who have experienced trauma may struggle with interpersonal relationships, which can contribute to mental health issues like anxiety, depression, and BPD. Overall, childhood trauma can have a profound impact on adult mental health by altering the way the brain functions and disrupting the development of emotional, cognitive, and social skills. It is important to recognize the potential impact of trauma on mental health and seek appropriate support and treatment if necessary. Childhood trauma and adult relationships. One of the most significant ways that childhood trauma can impact our mental health as adults is through our relationships. Childhood trauma can make it difficult for us to trust others, form healthy attachments, and maintain stable relationships. People who have experienced childhood trauma may struggle with feelings of abandonment, fear, and insecurity. They may also find it challenging to communicate their needs and emotions, which can lead to misunderstandings and conflict in their relationships. Childhood trauma can have a profound impact on adult relationships, and can make it difficult for individuals to form and maintain healthy connections with others. One of the ways in which childhood trauma can affect relationships is by disrupting the development of attachment patterns. Attachment is the bond that forms between a child and their caregiver, and it is a critical component of healthy social and emotional development. Trauma can interfere with the formation of secure attachments, which can make it difficult for individuals to trust others and form close relationships later in life. In addition, childhood trauma can contribute to the development of negative relationship patterns, such as codependency or emotional detachment. Individuals who have experienced trauma may struggle with boundaries and may have difficulty expressing their emotions or needs in relationships. This can lead to feelings of isolation and disconnection, as well as conflicts and misunderstandings in their relationships. Furthermore, individuals who have experienced childhood trauma may be more likely to experience interpersonal violence, such as domestic abuse or sexual assault. Trauma can lead to a heightened sensitivity to threats, and individuals who have experienced trauma may have difficulty recognizing and avoiding abusive or toxic relationships. Overall, childhood trauma can have a significant impact on adult relationships, and can make it difficult for individuals to form and maintain healthy connections with others. It is important for individuals who have experienced trauma to seek appropriate support and treatment in order to address any issues related to trust, attachment, and communication in their relationships. Healing from childhood trauma. While childhood trauma can have a profound impact on our mental health, it is important to remember that healing is possible. There are many steps we can take to heal from childhood trauma and improve our mental health. One essential step in healing from childhood trauma is to seek professional help. Therapy can be an effective way to work through the emotions and behaviors that may be related to childhood trauma. Other steps that can help in healing from childhood trauma include practicing self-care, such as exercise, meditation, and relaxation techniques, building healthy relationships with friends and family members, engaging in activities that bring us joy and fulfillment, joining a support group or community of people who have experienced similar trauma, educating ourselves about childhood trauma and its impact on mental health. Seeking professional help is an essential step in healing from childhood trauma. Therapies such as cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, EMDR, and somatic experiencing can be effective in helping individuals process and work through the emotions and behaviors related to trauma. In addition to therapy, practicing self-care is also important in healing from childhood trauma. Engaging in activities that bring us joy and fulfillment, such as hobbies or creative pursuits, can help to reduce stress and improve our overall sense of well-being. Taking care of our physical health through regular exercise, a healthy diet, and adequate sleep can also be beneficial for our mental health. Building healthy relationships with friends and family members can also be an important part of healing from childhood trauma. Having a support system of people who are caring and understanding can help to alleviate feelings of isolation and provide a sense of validation and acceptance. Joining a support group or community of people who have experienced similar trauma can also be helpful in the healing process. This can provide a safe and supportive space to share experiences, learn coping skills, and receive validation and support from others who have been through similar experiences. Finally, educating ourselves about childhood trauma and its impact on mental health can help to increase our understanding of our own experiences and help us to make informed decisions about our mental health care. This can also help us to advocate for ourselves and others who have experienced trauma, and work to reduce the stigma associated with mental health issues. Childhood trauma can have a profound impact on our mental health and well-being as adults. It can disrupt the development of the brain, making it harder for us to regulate our emotions, control our impulses, and form healthy relationships. However, healing from childhood trauma is possible. By seeking professional help, practicing self-care, building healthy relationships, and educating ourselves about childhood trauma, we can take steps towards healing and improving our mental health. Thank you for watching this video on understanding the effects of childhood trauma on adult mental health. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel for more content like this.